Alright, back in business. Slightly later than I planned, but that's because I have set up a new thing. So this should be much easier to see, hopefully. I had a new tripod arrive yesterday, so I'm hoping that this is going to be just better. What more can I say? Anywho, deal with this monstrosity. Right. Whack some gloves on, because I will get glass in my hands if I don't. I mean, I've got glass in my hands anyway, but, you know. I feel like there's glass in these gloves as well at this point. Like better. Probably gonna have to tape up a bunch of the fingers, though. Right. So, let me start by just taking these off, because I can. I think. Scissors. Let me grab my scissors. I'm really hoping this has worked. Really, really. Right, that one off. The second one might be interesting, depending on whether it's fused with anything. It's kind of hard to tell. It definitely isn't there. But beyond that... Oh, okay. Wow, this is going to be fun. Right. With... So believe it or not, I actually tidied up the entire garage yesterday afternoon. I'm about to make it a mess again. I also wound up just not going for lunch like I said I would. I just stayed to tidy up until I went and had dinner and then went to bed. So, yeah. Wound up working for longer than I intended to yesterday, if I'm honest. I'm really, really hoping that this has worked, because I sunk an entire day into it. So I'd like it to have worked. Might be easier if I get rid of some of these bits. At least see what I'm doing then. If it will be fused down there. Looks like it. Okay. I might not be able to get that side off particularly. It's hard to tell, but I think it's all gone in under here. Which is impressive, because, you know, didn't try to do that. But then it kind of ended up sort of going here, there, and bloody everywhere. So, whatevs. It is what it is. But it's definitely that bit up in here that is going to be a problem. I'm wondering if I want to just get it off or get it out without having to take the jacket off necessarily. I don't know. Let me try and trim it up a bit. Take some of the glass out of my wrist real quick. So I can literally see that it's in there. Start using tweezers out here. Right. Let me chop down some of this. Or try to. I'm so apprehensive about this, it's ridiculous. Just because of how long it took. I've just remembered I should be taking pictures of stuff. Build books exist. I need to remember that build books exist. Let me take some pics real quick. I meant to yesterday, and then I got distracted and I forgot. So let me just do this real quick. Right. I'll now continue to fab. Or at least try to. Right up to the point that it gets a little too close for comfort. I don't think I'm going to be able to get this off. It's this. Genius. As if I didn't know that was going to happen. Well. Can I get this off? I don't think I can. Am I going to be able to pull this out of here? Otherwise, I feel like good to a point. But it's going to be a lot easier if I can get this off first. Getting in there is hard because of all these bits. But I don't want to cut too close because then I'm going to start putting a lot of pressure on the bits that I need to not break. So I'd rather not. It's just this one bit up in here. I'm wondering, can I get in up here with The answer is yes. Is it going to help me? Oh yeah, no, I see that. I see the problem. It was exactly what I thought it would be. It's not even like it's bonded to the silicone, it's just bonded to the fiberglass. But if I have a small saw blade, I can get in there. I can take one out of the hacksaw. I can't fit a hacksaw in there. I need a blade. Sawtooth blade. Where? Aha! There's a bunch here. Perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Let's try this. Alright. This doesn't feel super safe, but should do the thing. I can even get in there. Okay, it is doing something, it's just taking a while to do it. Which is honestly fair enough. I'm not going to be able to break this with scissors because I'm not going to get scissors in there. Otherwise I would just use scissors. Wondering if I can just flick this. I think I can. No, the saw blade thing, it's working, but it's just taking such a long time. It'll take ages. I've got several spots that I just have to try and get. I'm wondering if I can just get this off by kind of flicking it around. At least I know it's strong. Mm. Can I take off any more of these annoying spiky bits? Maybe. Oh, I can. What am I even caught on? Okay. Well, it's going to be another one of these. That's fine, I guess. Just that little bit. I guess I'm just going to be here for a while. That's fine. God. So strong for no reason. It's held on by a couple of tiny little threads. So it's genuinely impressively strong. Ah, there we go. Right. Nice. Alright, got it. Good. Okay. That wasn't as bad as I was expecting it to be. Which says a lot at this point. Right. Let me get more pictures of stuff before I forget again. Okay. Now, am I able to cut any of this away? It'd be nice if I could. But I get the feeling I'm probably going to have to Dremel most of this. Yeah, I think a lot of this I'm going to have to Dremel. It's going to be too close. Too close to I need to keep. I need to comfortably get scissors in. Right. I think I shall just have to concede to that for now. Yeah. probably am. To be honest, let me just let that dustpan go. Let me clean up some of the crud. There will inevitably be more. After all the effort I put into tidying this yesterday, I kind of want to keep it vaguely clean. Right. Let's see. I'm going to swap my other set of gloves, because dexterity is a thing, and I've got a lot more of it with the other gloves, because they're a lot tighter. So let me give that a crack. Okay. Right. Moment of truth. I am sweating buckets. Like, proverbially. Not physically. Not currently, at least. Really, really hope that this has worked. Really, really. Looks and feels a lot better than last time. It still feels slightly tacky. There's a weird chunk in here, which I'll have to Dremel out. That's fine. Be a couple of little bits that I end up filling or otherwise faffing with. That. So far, looks to be considerably better than the first iteration. There are a couple of bits that I'm going to tidy. But for the most part, it doesn't look too bad. It's fine. I can tidy some stuff up. For the most part, I think that's going to be okay. Let me see if I can slot this back once it came. Do I remember which side was which? Do I heck? Right for a second. Just trimming the jacket a bit because there are a couple of bits that were annoying me this whole time that I couldn't get to. I'll have to Dremel that bit later, but oh well. Not that it matters a whole bunch now necessarily, but in case I, need to use it again. Because you never know. There's plenty that can go wrong still. So for now, I'm just gonna stick this in here, and I will tape it to stop it messing about, and then I'll find somewhere to keep it. I'll at least keep that where it should be. And that goes in here. None of this actually matters. This is just personal preference, if I'm honest. This is just because I want to have somewhere to keep this that's vaguely sensible. And I'll have a look at the finished thing. Try and assess the situation. Right. See what the dealio is. A little bit dodge in places, but I think I can make it work. So, as before, let me get some pics real quick. Definitely worked a lot better than the first time. Dark. See if that helps. Oh, slightly. But it doesn't help that it's grey. I'm gonna have to tidy this up with a Dremel. The civilized time of day. Can I hold it from this way? I mean, it's slightly painful, but yes, I can. God, I'm just subjecting myself to pain for no reason. That's fine. I will tidy this up a whole bunch later. It's mostly done what it needs to. Mostly. So I'm going to have to go through and mess with quite a lot. Get the scissors in for some of it, but for the most part, it's just going to be a case of having to Dremel it, to be honest. It's an awful lot of finesse here, but as far as the principle, it worked. So that is a big plus. I want to fix stuff, but I can't yet. That's going to annoy me. I have to wait to fix things. So not how I even. But I literally am unable to fix it currently. I'll just have to wait. But realistically, it worked. So that is a huge success. And a massive relief. And something else that I got up to since I had my respirator on all day, I finally stuck some primer on Eddie. So he's looking pretty cool. Pretty pleased with him. Not sure what paint job I want to do for him. So I'll decide that later, I suppose. Yeah, I now have a primed Eddie, which is fairly cool, to be honest. I do want to get some pics of him for my Etsy, because I want to be able to list different options for him. Because as much as I love painting these, if anyone wanted one to paint for themselves, yeah, I could do that. Wax some primer on them before I send them out. Job. This painting is a lot of fun. Mate of mine, big Iron Maiden fan, he paints miniatures. And so I gave him just a primed version. It was a total surprise, because I'd overheard his birthday was coming up, so I, knocked out an unpainted version for him, and he loved it. He said he's got it hung up in his kitchen, which is just incredible, to be honest. So yeah, I figured I can just offer various painted, unpainted, different options for painted. It's just a bit of fun, really. What can I get on with next? Because really, I think it kind of now boils down to trying to do the plaster for the next version. But I kind of need to use the cast to make sure that everything definitely fits the way that it should. Pretty sure the next bit I need will be this. Which is currently covered in dust and little strips of glass. So I'm sure that's fine. But yeah, I think that'll be my next job, is sorting all of this out. So what I'm going to do is tidy up some more. I'm going to have a look at trying to get home version cut up and made properly so that I can do the plaster version. Right. I'm going to get rid of this plastic overlay. Take the gloves off. Then because I just kind of didn't eat yesterday, I'm going to be a lot more strict on that today, if I'm honest. So I'll be here for as long as is sensible, and then when it comes to the point that, like, oh, there's not much more I can do for now, blah blah blah, then I will duck out and actually go and have breakfast, because I didn't even do that yesterday. Like, I got up, I had a slice of cake as my breakfast equivalent, and then I had nothing else until I had dinner and went to bed. So I need to not do that. As much as I'm pleased for the amount of progress I made yesterday, I need to not be an idiot with it, to be honest. So, because I'm done with mess temporarily, I'm going to get rid of this. Try and tidy stuff up a little bit. Because I want to use the cutting mat for home. So I shall set this bit of plastic off to one side for now, because I'll use it later, but time is not now. Now I'm going to need the cutting mat so that I can chop some fire. So better than it was. Now, where are my patterns? There is so much glass in my hand. Oh my god, okay. Right. Patterns are up here. Right. So, I want this one. That's what I want. I've done those. So, where are the... There they are. These are the ones I need to start with. I will need this one, but not yet. I need to keep this up here. This can go somewhere else. So, at this point, I think what I'll do is I will take the bits that I've already used and don't need to use again, and I will put them at the back so I don't get confused. I will attempt to put them at the back so I don't get confused. I'll need to take all of these out because I'm going to need those at some point. Stick you in there, you in there, you in there. All of of these can go in here in a oneer, and that should be a little less confusing. Right. So that's the chest piece. That's the top piece. That's the bottom piece. Okay. We'll see whether that holds up when I try to faff with it. Wherever I put it. That's impressive. Right, here, it's fine. So, this is what I ended up including from last time. Now, does that marry with that? Yes, it does. Okay, fair enough. Does that match with that? Yes, it does. Okay, that's fine. So I can cut those out for some more fun. To start with, where is my roll? It's up here. And covered in plaster. That's fine. Okay. Can probably use a bit from along here. No, have to go along here, I think. Whilst I'm not particularly phased about, not going to matter. Not even a little. You can get that in up here, but how does that benefit me? Because then it's right in the middle. I feel like it's going to be better to just start from an edge, to be honest. I like to save as much material as humanly possible with these things. I don't think it's a bad thing. But also, I cause myself a lot of grief. Is this going to be a sharp enough pencil? Or do I just take a pen around? I'd rather do a pencil, because pen tends to leave marks and things, and it's super annoying. Okay, it's visible, but it's still going to be annoying. I feel like I just use a pen here. Just suck it up and get on with it. I prefer doing dashes because it's easier to keep an accurate line. If you kind of try and draw it in a oneer, you tend to stray. Also very conscious about having the pattern walk. I'm constantly just trying to keep everything flat. That's that one. Now, do I want to try get that's that piece, and that's on the bottom. That's the chest, which means that that is then the left when it's facing the correct way, which means that this will be the right. I think. I didn't like this, and this will be the chest. So it's the easiest way to remember. Right. I can fit this in here. That's not too bad. I fit that in there. That is fine. So plan is get everything drawn, cut, sorted to a plasterable point. Before the sun's up. And then I don't want to have this facing the right way, so I'm just going to do this real quick. Enough. At least then I know. That's both the lower ones. Where I'm going to be able to fit the uppers. Probably in here. That looks pretty good. I'll weigh it down a little bit. That's fine. Yeah, I want to get all of this done and ready to go. That comes in a lot over there, which is annoying. That's better. It's a lot better. It needs to be away from that edge. Just enough. Yeah, if I can get all of this done and ready to go, I'm hoping I can just plaster it. this morning. Probably outside rather than in here. Now that I've got a little tent set up going, probably get away with that. Main thing is maintaining momentum, to be honest. Cool. And have another one somewhere else. Wherever else makes sense, I suppose. That's going to take up a lot of unnecessary space. I don't really want to use a straight edge. I'd rather use a curve. But probably I can use that as a straight edge, that's fine. Keep it slight distance from that one. Yeah. I think a lot of this really is like I'm still sweating over getting everything done. Like, it's probably going to be fine, but the armor is my big yikes. Because like I just have to wait for chemicals to do things, and the stuff goes wrong that I don't know about and can't predict. I mean, yeah, now I know a lot more than when I started doing it, but there are still things that can go wrong, and with the weather being unpredictable, like that can affect and does affect how things cure. So that's everything drawn out. And as far as the wedges for everything, there's going to be a lot of guesswork, to be honest. Now, cutting these out, I can do just fine with my standard box cutter. Wherever my sharpening stone has gone. But when it comes to cutting the other bits, I'm going to have to do them with a little extra something. But I'll cover that when I get to it. So that's fine. What can I? Good enough. As long as I don't knock it over, that would suck. Right. Yeah, I'm gonna cut this out. Piece at a time. As carefully as I possibly can. And after every line, I'm going to resharpen it. is just the way of things. I'm going to have to mess with my approach to this pretty frequently, so the angles are going to get interesting, and I apologize. But it's just going to be whatever's the best angle of attack, really. Oh, it's starting to struggle. Yep, it's really struggling. Stay. Oh no, my patterns. Get them in a second. What's the other? Oh, there it is. Okay. Oh, god damn it! Every single pattern is on the floor. Epic. That's my favorite. I'm just gonna put these somewhere else for now. Putting them up there just seems like a bad idea. Right. This is gonna be fun. I'm gonna try it, but it's gonna be fun. It's so close to an edge. Let's see. Oh yeah, that's getting stuck. There we go. Right. Okay, so I have one. That is progress. Let's do another one. It'll be easy enough. Already getting stuck, really? Good God. And it's getting stuck. Just imagine if I didn't have a means of sharpening this. Utter carnage. Right. tape that little bit off next, because that's going to be a problem later if I don't. Go along there. I'm going to have to sharpen it. I know I am. Yeah, good enough. Sharpen it again. Right, it's stuck again. Awesome. Yeah, okay. Just about. Yeah. Really struggling. Kind of. You can see where it gets kind of caught as it gets blunt. It's super irritating. Why has my music stopped? Don't do that. Oh, my headphones are disconnected. That's weird. Let me try and fix that. They've got 60% charge on them, should be fine. Yeah, screw it. Okay. And more foam scraps. That now. Right. Sharpen my knife again. I'm thinking I'm probably getting toward the point where I need to snap off the first side. In fairness, I have used this for like the whole of King Crimson as well, so probably afford to do it at this point. Oh well. I will just keep buffering unnecessarily. Probably. Whatever. Nice to be back to foam, to be honest. Not getting any shards of foam in my hands. Yeah, no, this is definitely not working. Right. I'm going to need to change the blade. How is one supposed to change the blade on these? It's like, I know you're meant to snap them, but also it just feels really wrong to do that. Like, I'll do it, but okay, it's fine. Just doesn't feel like it should be fine. But now I have a dark new blade. Hooray! It's probably going to be way easier. I'll just be mad at myself for not doing it sooner. Oh yeah, okay. Yeah, fair enough. I should have done this way sooner. Still gets blunt as it goes along, but it starts off way stronger. Take on this a little bit while I'm here. It's annoying trying to do it later. Probably tackle it like that. Take it from, well, actually, probably do it from up here. Probably what I should be doing. So I can take it from off of the thing. And it's already blunt. Epic. Another piece. Means I just have this last one to do. And I got to figure out the logistics. But that's a whole other thing. Technically, approach it from over here so I can start off of the thing. And it's blunt. Perfect. And it's blunt. Good God. Come on. Give me a break. Really? Already? That is impressively annoying. Chewed up that edge. Just not having it for some reason. Really chewed that up. It's not going to matter, but it's annoying. I don't like it. I'll leave it there for now. Let me do that other short edge. And I'll go for the long edge. It's going to be the easier approach for this. Probably like this. To be honest. You're struggling. Okay. Now the only trouble is, as far as the wedges go, I'm kind of going to have to test that against my final piece. That's going to affect the height. So that deals with that for now. Got a few foam scraps for my drawer. A drawer of foam scraps. War. Right. So I then have one of these and one of these. Ooh. That one's such a mess. I have the two different sides. And then looking at my original, going to be hard to tell. Okay, so wedging it literally just depends how it fits around the other piece. So at least I have these cut out. That is a plus. So they're ready to go. I just can't do anything until I've tidied up the main piece. Fine. Wildly frustrating, but it's fine. In fairness, I can probably... I don't really want to cut out the other bits properly yet, though, because then I have to find somewhere to put them. Whereas at the minute, I just have a roll of foam, so that's easier. So, you know... Okay. I'm gonna BRB real quick to get a drink. Then I'll be back to have a think, really. and I'm still thinking, still not super sure, because again, I don't want to cut out those other bits because then it becomes a pain to store it. So I'm kind of inclined to just leave that as it is, to be honest. Makes it tricky to know where to go from here. I need power tools to do the next bit. That just kind of is what it is, really. Still a little bit sticky in places, but not worth, I guess. Yeah, I want to just start painting stuff, but it would be foolish of me to do so, or I've trimmed everything. Yeah, I need to trim it first, then I can start painting stuff. I need to stop getting ahead of myself. I'm so impatient, honestly. Massive problem. um, right. I've got these for later because I genuinely can't do anything now. Super annoying. I try on the old sketch model bits. Yeah, it's gonna depend entirely on how the underneath sits. So I genuinely can't do anything until I've tidied that up later. As far as this goes, at least. So I'll have to wait on that front. But something I could do, I want it to be just using foam while it's sat here. I could potentially start working on something else, which is very much just a passion project. Oh, hell yeah, that's a great image. Okay. Yeah, there is something else that I'm thinking of making. Mm, I don't know. I don't know. I should probably just call it here for now and say, this is kind of all I can do for the minute until it becomes socially acceptable to use power tools. Yeah, that's what I should be doing. Still just looking at this like, but I could make this thing. And I could. Doesn't mean I should. Story of my life. Okay, right, I'm gonna have a look at this. I'm gonna have a look at this, and I'm gonna start messing with it. I'm gonna see where I go. Because this is a silly little passion project, I'm not gonna be super strict with myself on it. So famous last words. But I don't intend to be super strict on it. Okay. Do I have any paper still under here? Did I move it all somewhere? In fairness, I could probably use lined paper for it. It might help me keep things symmetrical. Was it all caught up? Come on, don't be annoying. Alright. I have an old book of lined paper that I can use. Because what I want to do is draw something. Or at least draw half of something. Now, question is, do I have anything I can draw around that would be the right sort of size? And I'm deliberately not explaining what I'm doing yet. Because there's every chance I could cock it up. I'm pretty sure. Not bad for the smaller one. So, I'm making this out like it's such a big thing. So isn't. So isn't. It's just something a little bit silly. That is all it is. But it's not a bad way of killing some time. So, but scaling things with the trackpad, oh my god. Absolute agony. Just want to get it to a point that the right sort of size. And then I can start drawing a thing. Come on, trackpad, please. Please don't do this. It's so annoying. Yeah, that's about right. Let's go with that. Then I'm going to draw around this. Probably from here. Somewhere around here somewhere. Just because, you know, lines and stuff. Just kind of, sort of helpful, really. And I want to do this in Biro, because that is my preferred way of drawing. I think it's only because we were always told not to draw in pen in art. So then it got to a point where I was like, well, I'm an adult now. I choose to draw in pen. Now that's just my preferred way of drawing anything ever. Right. Can I even see this right now? Not with this light on. Let me turn that one off. Okay. Yeah, that about fits that. So if I try and find, I make this the middle line. Scaling it is going to be a little bit interesting, but pretty sure I go along this side. I can at least get an idea. Of what I'm working to. And I'll draw it out properly after the fact. Deal with the specifics later. As long as I have the basics in. Up to a center line. Good enough. All will eventually become clear. Just not yet. Fine, don't worry about it. I have a plan. It's a silly little something. But it's a silly little something that if I get time for it, I'd like to do. Where's my reference? Come back. Okay, yeah, no, that bit is thicker. Fair enough. Okay. That gives me a pretty good idea of the pieces that make this up. As far as the details, probably end up indenting them, dealing with them separately. But I have that. That seems like a pretty good middle. Cool. Can I then fold this on itself? That is the real question. Get like the actual center line. Make that work. I can try and make it work. Then I can just trace it from underneath, and in theory I'll be able to get the same thing on the other side. So hold it like that. Then I'm going to use my laptop as a light box, and I'm going to trace it on the other side as well. Not that I necessarily recommend drawing on your laptop screen, but also that's kind of just how I've always done stuff like this. I did have a light box, but it was just so selectively useful. And it's like I can bring stuff up on my laptop screen so easily that it just made more sense to do that. You know? Why would I not? So long as I'm vaguely careful, I don't see a problem here. Cool. I then have this. Gives me a pretty good idea. Then I will just use this to make patterns from. beauty is, I can probably cover this, use all that, be kind of jammy, to be honest. Yeah, okay. So now that I have this, what I want to do is make a bunch of little patterns. I want to build this up. Got to think about what's the lowest point. Probably I need to have a circle to start with, so cutting a circle is going to suck. God, why would I do this to myself? Cutting a circle is literally the worst thing ever. Unless I just don't move the thing. And I just literally cut around it rather than trying to draw something and then cut that out. Let me try that. Let me see if that works. It's huge if true. Getting blunt, fair enough. But potentially working. So I will keep trying. Definitely feels like it's working. Blunt again. Up in here is kind of super tricky because what angle do I even take this at? Kind of, sort of, slightly impossible. Alright, good enough. Okay. That could have been a lot worse. So I think I shall take that this could have been a lot worse. Alright. Have a kind of circle. Circular enough. That just about fit all of the things on there that I need it to. So that's good. Then as far as these little bits, Mm, how do I want to play this? Because I think I give it one of these, just so all the lines are matched up. Line that up. That. That's then pretty good. Where'd my biro go? Oh. I'm going to want to build this up, so I'm going to want to have underneath like that, and then that. That. And I'll just fold that in half and cut it out. And that'll be the first piece. When it fold on that line. The one there. Yeah, doing this on line paper made total sense. That be my base piece. Basically, I should explain myself at this point. I'm looking to make this, but 3D. So I need to have something that all of this will sit on at the end. So that makes sense. As long as that fits in there. Nearly. So I'm going to trim it down lightly. There. Much better. Good. So I can cut one of those. Don't need these. Come on. Yeah, I'll keep faffing with this for a little bit, and then I'm gonna duck out to go eat, realistically. And I'll try and cut this out. Hopefully it'll be easier. I'm not trying to cut around anything that's, you know, standing up. So I hope that this will be less annoying. Slightly. No. No, it's a tiny cut, but I'm still going to sharpen it because I know how these things go. I'll hang around until, like, latest 5:30, and then I will have to duck out. Otherwise, I know me, and I just won't eat again. And as much as I'm grateful for having been able to get tons done yesterday, like, the ends do not justify the means. Really doesn't. And I don't recommend it. Get away with this last cut. Try. Yes, I can. Nice. I then have that on that, which is actually perfect, so that's huge. Awesome. Then I want to think about what needs to be built up next. Look at my reference. I mean, really, probably get away with. This is where it gets dangerous. This is where it becomes a case of, do I need to overcomplicate this, or should I just, like, not do that? But it remains tempting. I'm debating foam clay, basically. Basically what this boils down to. Which I might end up doing, you know. I'll leave this for now. Leave this for now because I'm going to end up getting embroiled in yet another side project. And at least this way, I can leave this somewhere as yeah, I started it, but don't need to continue with it right now. Not a requirement. Breakfast is. So let me cut some of this down as well. And stick it in my scrap straw. That's too small to be of use. The rest can go in the scrap straw, because you never know. Stranger things have happened. And then I'll keep the rest off to one side for now. So, when I come back, it will have to be at a time that I'm able to use power tools. So, I'm going to go and get a load of other stuff done in the meantime. And then by the time I come back, let me just save this real quick. Okay, that thing of foam just fell. Fine. Okay. Right. I'm going to call it there for now. And I will be back when I'm able to use power tools. And I'll have to move my setup so that it's, outside. But that is what it is. I will contend with that. Now, that's kind of going to be it. I will return as soon as I am kind of allowed to, basically. So I'll catch you in a bit. Laters.